Hey, how's it going? It's the sun that we're checking out right now. Trying to get it a little better focused in. What the sun looks like through a 11-inch mid-Cassegrain telescope. A little bit of clouds going by as well. Hey, what's up, bud? How's it going? How is it going? If you ever want to know what a star looks like, here's a star. Here's our star, anyways. Our beautiful soul. Brad, what's up, brother? What up, man? Most people don't get too interested in seeing the sun, to be honest, which is kind of wild. I think it's actually pretty cool. It's one of those things, so it takes a while to see any differences in the sun, so I could understand kind of like when you see it for a bit. This is sun. This is our sun. Soul itself. Beautiful sun. These are sunspots as well that we see on the sun. These are clouds right here, trying to push through our view. Yep, the sun. As some of these clouds come through. I'm running the camera in monochrome currently, so it kind of looks a little bit off, like off when the clouds come through, but still pretty cool view getting to see the sun. A lot of people ask at night if we can see the sun, and so it's kind of why I wanted to live stream it, just so there's a little bit of like a live of the sun, be able to see kind of what's going on when we see the sun. Dude, the clouds just do not agree with me lately. It's all bad, man. Like this whole week, if you look up Kansas City's weather, it's just bad. Shows the Andromeda Galaxy at nighttime. Not during the day, of course. It's daytime for us right now, which is why I can see the sun. Super, super bright out. Super bright out there. We got some lingering clouds too. Doesn't show up well on the bottom camera, I don't think, unless I get it further away from the sun. Yeah, you can start to see them when the contrast changes. Just little small patches of clouds right now. Yeah, Andromeda's really beautiful though. We did a little bit last night in the live stream. We were able to get to Andromeda a bit. If anybody wants to see the telescope and the mount that we typically use, it's right here. It's what we normally use. Pump? Nope. But makes me wonder about you though, man. Because I mean, that's the first thing that came to your mind. Kind of probably should trigger something, to be honest. Some kind of investigation or something on you. You would think. Dude, remember, social media stuff stays out there. True story. Breaking Bad. Dude, just remember typing stuff like that, man. Always how you get busted or something. No, this is the sun. We're looking at the sun currently. If you look on top of the telescope, you see that silver plate. What's behind that silver plate is a white light filter, which brings down a lot of the brightness, obviously. Why is it looking white? So our sun is white. Our sun emits white light. It peaks higher in the green, but it's white light. But basically, think about the atmosphere being blue, and then you got the differences, right, of red and green. Add it all, then you get white light. Yeah, it is white. Now, obviously, we can change the colors, but this is the perspective also not only being in monochrome, but just a white sun. Yo, Karen, what's up? Happy Friday. How are you? Yep, it is a dwarf yellow star, though. Our star is considered a dwarf yellow star. We name stuff really weirdness based off of our perspective of how we see stuff. So when we do look at the sun, it appears yellow to us, obviously, with the blue sky. Solar flares are really cool. This doesn't capture solar flares, and to capture solar flares, you need something like a calcium K. No, this ain't Venus. This is the sun. This is Sol. We're looking at the beautiful sun right now. Venus and the moon are not too far away from the sun. We could almost try to get the moon, but it'd be really difficult. Like, we'd have a hard time seeing it because it's really close to the sun. What do we use? Different colors of lenses when using that in Lagrange satellites. So we use different colors of lenses to be able to capture that color, right? So like if you want to see that spectrum of the blue, then you're going to throw in a blue, red, green. Some people like a lot of yellows too, different types of yellows. are dark spots on the sun where solar flares are happening. It's very close. So not all solar flares come from these dark regions. These dark regions are where the magnetic fields get intertangled up and kind of cause like a little bit of a hole in the sun per se. Not really that deep though, but they're cooler regions. Most sunspots do come from these areas, solar flares as well, but not all do. There's on the rare instances that it happens where it's not right here. What's up, Jorge? How you doing, bud? Next stream we can do Neptune. Yeah, absolutely, Neptune's awesome. This is the sun live. Yeah, we're looking at the sun currently. Hopefully I got all the questions so far. It looks good. All right. ASMR and tarot reasons. Dude, I don't get into tarot reasons or anything like that, man. We do astronomy. How long till we can see Three Eye Atlas fall? We gotta wait until at least the end of October, and we should be able to start seeing it. What is behind sun in red? Just red light. There's nothing behind the sun currently that's in our solar system. I mean, there's gonna be small objects, but no like planets or anything. Yeah, 3i probably, dude, like end of October before we can see it from the observatory here. With the telescope, or is it too small for that? For 3i, no, we'd be able to see 3i with the telescope. We'd definitely be able to see it. Hopefully it gets to a point where we can easily see it with even binoculars. What's 3i Atlas? 3i Atlas is a interstellar comet. It appears to be an interstellar comet, though. See how much clouds are still out here. I got to get a little bit further away from the sun to see if I can see many clouds just from the contrast. There's some near the tree. If you count all the dwarf planets, yeah. Make sure 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, you're right. 5 dwarf planets. 8 main planets, you're correct. Here's a setup. I know a lot of times at nighttime we can't really see like the mount, but here's the mount itself. This is a EQ6R Pro mount. This is computerized mount, so it's go-to, and it also tracks objects through the sky. There's quite a bit of sunspots. It's not like it looked like a couple weeks ago, but there's still quite a bit of them up there. We back at it. What's up, buddy? How you doing? How's everything going? Yeah, everybody wants to see the sun, so I figured we'd do a little bit of a live. This is what the sun looks like through a massive 11-inch telescope. It's a little too much, to be honest. Can we look at another planet? Not during the day. It's really hard to get planets. Like Jupiter you can get, but you got to be really accurate to get to it. I want to show you a picture I captured last night with the Seastar 50 on 30 seconds open shutter frame stacked to create an image. Oh, what did you capture, dude? No way, what did you capture? What were you able to capture, man? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know the best way, like, let me see. You can email something to there. If I had to change, chance to go to Mars now. I bounce happily. I got you. That makes sense. Let's see if I can put that in there. There we go. Can you view moons of other planets with that telescope? Oh yeah, absolutely. We do often too. We usually are live at nighttime, obviously. Cloak triangular vessel. Oh, dude, send it to me. That'd be cool to see. But we see moons around other planets. We can see Triton around Neptune, which is the most distant planet, not the dwarf planet, because then we can see we can see some of the dwarf planet moons out there, of course. But Triton would be the most distant moon around a planet here in our solar system that we can spot. And then, of course, we see the 4 Galilean moons, and then we see 5 on Saturn. We can see the 2 around Mars, obviously, and then ours. Hopefully I got that one correct, though. If I had a chance to go to Mars now and bounce, I'd happily. Man, that's tough, though, man. What are you looking for watching the sun there? Just looking at it. A lot of people ask if we can see the sun, and so I figured I'd do a live stream of the sun so we get to see the sun. Here, of course, you're seeing the sun. You're seeing the sun, its surface of about temperature range about 10,000 degrees, by the way. Then you see sunspots. It's just different. Something a little different. So we're basically looking at a star. A lot of people want to see what a star looks like. A lot of people want to see the sun. And here's what it is. Oh, dude, it's hot, but it gets much hotter, though. Temperatures on the sun are super, super wild. Like when we talk about it, the core is somewhere around like 27 million degrees. That's like 15 million Celsius. The photosphere itself is about 10,000. And then you get to the chromosphere and the transition region. That's like 14,000 degrees. But here's the wild thing. The corona, which is the outer atmosphere, is super hot. It can get up to like 36 million degrees. So it's even hotter than where everything is fusing at, right? So where the hydrogen is fusing to helium near its core. It's even hotter up near the corona. I just sent the email. Did it not come through? I tried to send it here in chat. Yeah, it's super hot though. Yeah, this is the sun really. Yeah, we're looking at the sun right now. The view of the sun right here. It's our beautiful sun. Did you see the email? I tried to put it in here. Yeah, this is the telescope that we're using, which is normally what we use at night as well. You can see the mount, you can see the telescope here. See if I can turn the camera a little better. Video of the craft that crashed on the Sunreal. The video of the craft that crashed on the Sunreal. So there's like comets and stuff that get obliterated, but they don't crash into the sun. It'll tear it up way before it gets to the sun. Thanks, Karen. I appreciate that. Let me see. Get you pinned up there. There we go. Solar flare, can you see them now? And so not with the setup that we're using right now. You need like calcium K to see solar flares. We're just using a white light filter on the C11. I thought we were looking at cells under a microscope. No, we're looking at the sun through a telescope. We're doing the cool thing. Can you show us a planet or something? So the moon's really close to the sun. It's just really dangerous. It'll tear up my equipment. If I take off that solar lens, all that sunlight's going to come through and just could destroy everything. Be a bad deal. It's hard to view anything when it's really close to the sun. Can you find the Dark Knight, Sal? I cannot. Have you seen an asteroid or meteorite fly into the sun? No, it would get tore up before it gets near. Yo, what's up, Mo? How's it going? I see you. How's your day? Happy Friday, by the way. How's your day going? Can you fill us in on what's going on? For those of us who just turned in, we're looking at the sun right now, Jorge. This is our sun, so a lot of people at nighttime when we're streaming like the planets and stuff like that, they always want to see what the sun looks like. They just have that question, what's the sun look like? What does a star look like? And so this is the best example of what we can see of what a star looks like, because it's really close to us, right? It's our sun. It's a central piece of our solar system. What is the green ring we see there in the view right now? It's just going to be, so it's probably just a brightness that's coming up. I got everything in monochrome, but then when it gets pushed out through Streamlabs, somehow it turns greenish. But I don't know if I can even brighten it up a little bit. Like, obviously it's super, super bright, right? So I'm having to pull the brightness all the way down, which probably caused a lot of the digital ringing to come through. Feeling really good, Mo. Feeling really good. Can you show us Sirius, the beautiful dog star? Not right now, it's daytime, obviously. Really hard to do in the day to see stars besides our star. But guys, it's supposed to be at its end of the lifespan, correct? That is true. It should be somewhere nearing the end of lifespan if it hasn't already. Are the asteroids in the asteroid belt would be bigger than the sun? That's pretty wild. Like, obviously the sun is massive. You can put 1.3 million of our planet inside of it. So 1.3 million of Earth can actually fit inside the sun, which is crazy. The sun itself, though, has more mass than everything else in the solar system combined. It has just over 99% of the mass in our solar system. Captured an amazing image that reflects the current state of it. Definitely different than the other stars. I mean, it's not. It's a very common star. Our star is a very common star. It's a dwarf yellow, by the way. Yo, what's up, Nada? Hi, Nada. How are you? How's your day? See some clouds kind of pushing through a little bit here. It's kind of cool. It's really kind of cool. Oh no, dude! Someone got hit with I don't know what it was. My bad, man. Oh, he put a bunch of symbols. Why does Streamlabs bot is just a little aggressive? Are you actually seeing the star? Yeah, this is our star. This is the sun. Yep, this is our beautiful sun. I'm good, Netta. I'm good. Clear skies? Where is here? Your location in which country? United States. I'm near Kansas City, Missouri. Beautiful Kansas City. Where are you streaming from? If you don't mind. Yeah. Kansas City, Brandy. In Kansas City. Just outside of Kansas City. Not too much out here. We're like in the rural side of it. You can see. Got a lot of trees out here. Longview, Texas. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Really beautiful area. We go down to Texas quite often. 1.6 million Earth. It's like 1.3, roughly. 1.3 million. Has muchos. Oh, I just got your image. Let me check that out. Let me see what that looks like. Oh, I see what you're saying. Assume. Which star is this? This is... What star are we looking at here? Let me see. Which star are you looking at? Okay, this is Betelgeuse. Okay. I had a question for the Betelgeuse. So where's the triangle at, though? I'm not seeing the triangle right away. See, okay, I see Betelgeuse. Where's the triangle at? Which part? Where the dots, those are sunspots. Those are cooler regions on the sun that are caused by the magnetic field just kind of intertangling and causing us a blockage where the plasma just ain't reaching to the surface. Love how you're consistently live and engaging. I'm happy to see you right away. Dude, I appreciate that, man. Just ordered a 150mm telescope from Amazon. Looking forward to learning more from you. Dude, that is super awesome. Can you tell the sun to shine more in Germany? Nah, dude, you guys always have the clouds. I get it, though, for sure. What's this? Right now we're looking at the sun. We're hanging out at the sun today. I think I got the rest of them up there. Have you been to Longview? I don't think I've been to actually Longview. Triangle is in the image of the unknown coordinates. I just pointed in the dark. Oh, okay. I see Betelgeuse. I only see the email Betelgeuse. I don't see another image in there. I just see Betelgeuse in your image there. It's gonna burn my eyes? No, clearly not. You can look at the sun through this technology. So the way we're doing it is you can see the telescope, that silver ring that you see on top of the telescope, that's a white light filter which blocks over 99.999% of the sunlight coming through. Makes it much safer. When Betelgeuse goes supernova, yeah, it would be the big, the brightest thing in the night sky. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be super crazy. Oh, did you get timed out, warrior? Oh, fun fact that when Betelgeuse goes supernova, though, it will be the brightest thing in the night sky, and that's true. It's going to be really bright. We'll probably even see it like as the in the daylight period, part of the daylight period. Make sure I got everything up there. Looks like I did. Okay. What's a dark spot? Sunspots. These are sunspots. Do you think Betelgeuse will go supernova? It will. It has enough mass, it'll go supernova. When it will, that's a different question. So it's roughly like 650 light years away. So anytime it does go supernova, we'll see it through other detections. But like at that instance, you'd have to recognize, hey, that's Betelgeuse, right? Which is going to be really tough to do. But it would take roughly 650 years before we actually see the visible light come from it. Can you please show us the full size of the sun? This is pretty much all I can get in my view. It's so massive, dude. The sun is so massive that in the 11-inch telescope, like, here, I'll move it around a little bit though. This is like the field of view that I get with the sun. So there's ways to look at that too. Astronomy.tools, by the way, has a calculator on there, and you can do like field of view. And so I'm running right now is the C11, the Celestron 11-inch telescope, with a focal reducer, and we're using a SV405cc camera. When we talk about Betelgeuse, yeah, the light that you see from the star Betelgeuse would be 650 years old. Oh, you sent the picture of the triangle. Okay, I'll check it out in a second. The full wide, the disk of the sun. Betelgeuse has probably been long. Who knows, man? I mean, at the end of the day, we just don't know. Yeah, we just don't know. All right, let me see if I see that image though. Oh, okay, I see triangles. Oh yeah, I see the stars here. So it's very common to see stars make like triangles and circles. I don't see anything that's out of character in your photo here. Let me make sure I'm looking all the way through it though. Yeah, I don't see anything that's out of character what we usually see. Just so you know, like you see those 3 stars right there, the really bright stars, the one that you sent me, a lot of these other stars are actually connected to each other when it comes to like the focal point of where they were created in relations, and then their separation as they get a little bit further over. Want to see other things too? Oh yeah, absolutely. We do stuff at night, obviously. We do quite a bit at nighttime. And a lot of people ask me to see the sun, which is what I'm on currently. How long does it take sunlight to travel to reach Earth, more or less? So about 8.2 minutes, roughly about 8.2 minutes. Let me pull it up at the circle. Might be loading the wrong one through Android. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm seeing basically like a star pattern. I can see a triangle in the star pattern, but of course, still stars that we're looking at. Yeah, sun cannot go supernova. It needs about like 20. It needs to be about 28 times the amount of mass of the solar mass to be able to go supernova. It will go nova though. Eventually, it will turn to a red giant star, and then it's going to start fusing like iron near its core. And once it does that, it's going to lose the balance between gravity and its atmospheric pressure, and it's just going to puff outward. So the outer shell or the outer atmosphere will basically puff outward, and we'll see a lot of hydrogen, some helium come outwards, and it'll leave behind a core that we consider to be the white dwarf star. And that's what we would see near the end of our solar cycle, or the solar's life. Not supernova. It'll go nova, only nova. It don't have enough mass to go supernova. And I should let me actually take that back. So it's like 8 to 10 times the amount of mass to go supernova, and then about 28 times the amount of mass to go supernova and leave a black hole. So it doesn't have nowhere near the amount of mass that you would need to get supernova. Yo, what's up, B? How you doing, brother? To go supernova, or to go supernova and leave a black hole. So it's just nova, which leaves behind what would be called a planetary nova, similar to what we see for like the Ring Nebula or the Helix Nebula. Why something that with mass connected to gravity existence, and why one can't exist without the other? Because mass is gravity. When you combine the mass of any object, that is your gravity. That's definitely the definition of the term of gravity, the attraction through the mass. And our sun is another category. Yeah, it's a beautiful sun. It's the most common stars though that you see out there are very similar to our sun, which is a yellow dwarf star. Even get kind of past that to G series, by the way, or G type. Just got here while we're looking at the sun. We're hanging out the sun currently. We're hanging out the sun. A lot of people ask me to see a star. A lot of people want to see the sun when we're streaming at night, and this is the best way to do it. So we get to see a star, obviously our star, our sun. That's a really cool view. Not triangle stars, clearly blacked out triangle pointing out to the right. Is it on that photo you sent me? Blacked out triangle. Oh, I see. I see what you got. I'm trying to recognize that. So you can see there's a lot of different things going on in the photo, but I do see what you're seeing. It looks to me like it could be a cold pixel though. It could be, because you definitely have a lot of brightness. So you had some clouds too, no, when you took that photo. Do you know much about sun? Some. Just ask away. Hopefully got everything else weird right. I mean, yeah, definitely it does. It looks like it might be a cold pixel though. It could be like where a little bit of dust is on even the lens of the S30. You got the S30 or the S50? I think you said S50, right? The S50, okay. Yeah, it could even be a little bit of dust on it. You had clouds this night, it looks like. Yeah, it's really hard to tell though. It could be a cold pixel where it kind of dithered in and causes that effect, or it could even be a little bit of a dust spot where it just ain't capturing anything past it. Usually it looks like a ring, but it kind of looks dithered in a way, which I think the S50 does do a dithering. These are good looking photos though. The S50 does a good job. Actually a really good job. These stars are nice and pointy. Yeah, does a really good job. No chromatic aberration. No man, come on. No, I mean, that's what my observation would be. I mean, unless you had something better to observe it. Like I would like the only way to verify something like that is when you're taking the pictures and notice it, then of course move to that area and see if you still see it, right? Or if that were to appear also in the next image where you moved in, then you could check and see. Yeah, these are really nice. Well, I think no, I got you. Are we slowly getting sucked in the sun? No, we're leaving. It's a very slow movement, but everything is on its way outwards. Not everything, I should say, because like Phobos, for example, moon around Mars is on its way inwards, but like when we talk about planets, they're on their way outwards. Can you display the picture and see? Oh, it's on my phone, dude. I don't have it actually pulled up on here. I just got it on my phone in front of me. But I mean, it's pretty wild. I think, I mean, obviously there's ways that you could test this to see what was going on there. It could either be dust, it could be dithering, basically how they use dithering, which makes it where you get a little bit higher definition of a photo, especially in something small like the S50, right? It looks to me like there's clouds that you got captured here as well, which I don't think that has anything to do with what you're seeing here, though. I can definitely see the clouds, it looks like, though. But yeah, I think you'd have to test a little more to see what you got going on there. The sun is the star that makes Jupiter its biggest fan. Dude, I love that, man. That's funny. Micronova happening. Ooh, that's actually really interesting. Micronova. So there's pretty wild things that happen. Are you talking about the Blaze Star, or which one? What does it mean for Earth? Nothing. We're going to be, like, before we even got anywhere where it would be an issue, like the end of the sun would be here. It's revolving. Yeah, the sun does revolve. It revolves at different periods, though, because it is, it's a gas, right? The star itself is a gas, so it revolves in different periods. Yo, what's up? How's it going? Just tune in while we're looking at today's star, our sun. A star, but our sun. See if I got everything. Moving away from the sun, cool. I think I got everything up there. You mean, does it spin on its axis? That's what I think the question was, but yeah, it does. It does, but take it back a little bit, though. It spins much faster at its equator than it does anywhere else. So, like, when you get closer to, like, the North or South poles. And the North and South pole, they also flip around on the sun, which is why we see these sunspots right now, is that transition of actually swapping, and we see these intertanglements of magnetic fields and cause these cooler regions. It does revolve around Sagittarius A. That is correct. Captured it yesterday. The sunspots were pointed differently. Yeah. So it could, like, are you mean like in the direction? I'd assume. I use a Schmidt Cassegrain telescope, so everything's mirrored and upside down, mirrored and reversed. Solar system revolving around what? Our galaxy, and at the center of our galaxy is a supermassive black hole called Sagittarius A. Use an SCT. I got you. It could also be how my camera's set up if you do all that. I mean, this is, you can literally see my telescope right here. This is an 11-inch Schmidt Cassegrain, by the way. Yeah. My telescope right here that we're using. What SCT do you got? Go back to black hole. It has to be 1 centimeter to eat Earth. Yeah, it wouldn't take much. I don't know the actual answer to that. It has to be 1 centimeter or more, but there's a ton of gravity obviously inside of it, so it don't take a lot at all. I don't know the actual size it has to be, though. It's pretty crazy. Our sunspots cold. They're not cold. 6,000-7,000 degrees, somewhere in there. 6,000 to 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit. They're cooler than the surface of the sun that we see here, which is roughly going to be about 10,000 degrees or so. Hi, Maru. How are you? Or at least cooler than the surrounding surface. Yeah, they're much cooler. Don't y'all dare what? And because the sun is a star, that makes Earth that weird fan with the camera. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That is really funny. Yeah. Everybody wants to see the sun, so I figured I'd do it today. Figured we'd do a little bit of sun. I think the bird just flew on the bottom camera. Seen a little dot go through. Caught my eyes. Can you get a really good camera and go to LA and get a close-up of any UFOs? I don't know, man. I don't know that I want to go to LA. 8:52 p.m. there in the UK. At least you're able to jump in during your where you're still wide awake, huh? Ah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's always kind of fun to get to observe something different. Saturn the other day, been telling everyone. Yeah. The sun is coming to the end of its life. It will eventually. Everything in the universe does. What is this? The sun. They said it's always out in the sky. What's that? What's always out in the sky? All right, 174165. Appreciate you having me here, by the way. 12:56 now in India. Nice. It is 2:25 p.m. for us here in Kansas City. Yep, everything in the universe comes to an end. That's how it is. It's roughly about 5 to 7 billion years from now. The expectations. That was a 5-hour last night. 30 seconds pick stacked. Oh, let me check it out. Let me see if it came through yet. Let's see. I see it looks like you got the crescent. I see the elephant trunk. I see Pleiades. Let me go to the other one. This one would be... Okay, the same one that I seen just a bit ago. What about this one? I don't see one yet of Andromeda. Kansas isn't the town of Wizard of Oz, not Kansas City itself, but the state of Kansas where the reference would come to. Currently stacking C2024E1. Dude, that's crazy cool. That's really cool. That's really cool, dude. Yeah. The sun's roughly in the middle of its age. Yep. Looks like the Big Dipper on the sun. It kind of does. I could see that. Yeah, it kind of does. Can you adjust the zoom on this setup? We could, like digitally. I could zoom in, but as far as like the zoom goes on the telescope, it requires a different eyepiece, like a zoomable. You want to change the millimeters. In this scenario, it would require us to change the actual camera that we're using. Will you be able to catch 3i when it goes by? We should be able to at the end of October and into November. Everything at the beginning has an end. Yep. Things just don't want to end. Yeah, that's true. They had a little bit of clouds came through. Yeah, absolutely, man. I didn't see the one with Andromeda, but I see you got the crescent. Looks like I see the crescent, then I see the elephant trunk, and I see Pleiades. Looks like you're having a hard time with clouds that night, dude. Dude, J-Dabs, thank you so much, man. Thanks for the sub, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the sub. Absolutely did. Tonight, usually we try to go live at night, obviously, and Saturn's been our target recently, Saturn and Neptune. We did a little bit of Andromeda last night as well. Tonight, looks like it's going to be all bad, though. Looks like a bunch of clouds are going to come in. Looks like a ton of clouds. Been cloudy in San Antonio. Oh, okay, I got you, dude. Yeah, San Antonio is beautiful. Love the river walk down there. Really beautiful area. We visit Buda, which is just south of like Austin, quite often, where the ladies' family's at. Oh, you're good, man. You're good, Grayson. I don't know why people get all like think that's a funny number, though. To be honest, I'm not sure. Lives in Buda, North Dakota, Texas. Yep. Can you take this telescope and get a close image of UFO if a UFO was out there? I've never seen anything like it, though, man. Never anything I would say like, oh, we got aliens. If that's what you're trying to reference, I've never actually seen anything like it. I've worked in projects where we try to identify stuff, but I haven't had any luck, man. Oh, Jickum, nice to meet you too, man. I appreciate you, dude. What do they look like in the telescope? UFOs? I've never seen anything wild like that. Honestly, haven't. We don't have a lot of like military bases out here. We got Whiteman, obviously, which where you see like the B-52 bombers come out of, or the Spirit of Missouris. That's roughly about it, though. We don't get like a lot of testing flights or anything like that. We tried to stream Saturn tonight. I would love to, man, but it looks like it's going to be getting cloudy for us. You're stationed at Fort Riley. I got you. Yeah, it looks like for us tonight, the clouds are going to roll in. So the question is, are they going to roll in before night falls, or will it be sometime after? So it's, let me look at the weather again. Actually said it's going to start getting cloudy around like 4 o'clock. It's right now 2:30. And tonight it looks like it's supposed to be raining here in Kansas City. This whole week until next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it looks like it's supposed to just be all bad. So just trying to get live streams in the kind of the middle of things. Actually, yeah, going through those hills in Manhattan, Kansas, yeah. Manhattan's a really beautiful area too. I want to see a solar eclipse on Jupiter. Dang, that'd be really cool. That'd be super cool. Imagine Ganymede causing your eclipse. They're seeing each other, large moons around it. Yeah, I agree. 96 moons on Jupiter. Man, we doing a stream of everything in the night sky. We've been trying. I try to do that. What are we watching right now? The sun. We're hanging out the sun currently. Light pollution over there bad. There in Kansas City. Not where I'm located. It's about Bortle 2.7. Those dark skies where I'm located here at the observatory. As the US for today, it's been warm for September. It's relatively warm. It's 77 degrees, so it's not like really hot like it was. Oh, UK, I got you. In the UK, it's really warm. Here, it's not too bad. It's like 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Legality to observe the sky in the US, for example, licensing or taxation. We're having an observatory. No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, you can have a local taxes just for like construction, but that would just be on the construction side. But nothing that comes to saying that you got to pay just for observing, right? What if the aliens have the technology to hide from our sensors, cameras, and telescopes? Then they'd be hidden from us. That explain why we don't see them. Unless you're DJI. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, man, for sure. I agree, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate y'all. It's been lovely having the temperatures out there, man. That's awesome, dude, in the UK. Yeah, you guys always just get too many clouds, though. Gets a little wild. What are we watching, says Frank? It's our sun. We're looking at our sun right now. You see the sun and sunspots. Sunspots are cooler regions on the sun. When I say cooler region, they're still 7,000 degrees. They're still really, really hot, obviously, but much cooler than the rest of the surface of the sun that we see, which is going to be like 10 to 12,000 degrees. You see there's quite a bit of sunspots actually coming in right now. See the number coming as well, coming in some. What would the aliens feel the need to hide? Actually, I would agree. I like put it in my obviously my opinion. Obviously, I don't think we've been. I don't think that we've been visited by aliens personally. I think it's very possible aliens can be out there. Obviously, this is a different conversation, right? This is more something to talk to about with someone that's an astrobiologist. I personally think aliens are out there. We hear in science we have not discovered actual aliens. We find evidence of possible aliens, especially like last year on Mars. Found some really good evidence, which now I think is making the news pretty well. But I'm not an astrobiologist by any means, so. Yo, what's up, Corey? How you doing, man? Yeah. I mean, could be. I'm not going to form an opinion either way on, especially like religious type stuff or anything like that. That's politics and religion. I try to stick away from completely when it comes to the stream. This should be all about relaxing and understanding the evidence of stuff that we see. And I don't think my personal opinion should reflect anything also, to be honest. I also don't get why people say aliens aren't real when they very well could. I mean, yeah, I guess in the reference there is like if they have not been discovered, then they can't be real yet, right? So I think it's in the proper wording. They have not been discovered, but there's still a high probability that they could be out there. But we just haven't discovered aliens yet. We're talking about microbes, right? Anything. It could be any type of living cell or any type of life itself outside of Earth. Just got off work, strolled through YouTube, and I found your live channel again. Dude, I'm glad, Corey. Yeah, everybody wants to see the sun at nighttime, so I figured, hey, we'll do a sun stream at some point, and here we are. Here we are. Make sure I got everything. What do alien sightings are mostly in US? I think TV, man. Honestly, I think TV plus government. It's not alien sightings, UFOs, for example. UFOs are the things that usually get. It's not like people say, "Hey, I've seen an alien." Like obviously people see Bigfoot and Sasquatch and all these other things, right? So, but UFOs, and I think a lot of it comes back to government technology, of course. Remember saying something about it last night? Yeah. And then here I was. I actually woke up a little bit earlier today. Was able to get a lot of stuff done. I had to change like the blades on the lawnmower and stuff like that. So. I felt good, man. Felt like I should jump out here and do this. At the right place in mind for an opinion. Yeah, but it's hard to put opinions out there because my opinion shouldn't matter in any huge sense. You know what I mean? Like my opinion shouldn't matter to change the opinion of other people in a huge sense. I think that's what the whole idea of opinion shall be. Just off to work, stroll to your YouTube. Man, I'm super glad you found me again, Corey. Yeah. Yeah, I try to keep to the observable science that we get that I try to provide here on the channel. Oh, we got clouds. Yeah, pretty much what I try to stick to. I try to stick to those the evidence, not necessarily facts, but evidence of what we see, evidence of what we observe, what we can test, and what's been verified. That's what I try to stick to. I think it's just like Bradley said, you're entitled to your opinion, but I couldn't care less about what you think. Yeah, I agree, man. I think that's the way to go with it. I'm not going to be the one that comes out and says this is how you should view life. This is what your religion should be. This is your politics. Like, that's not me. I think everybody should have an open mind to be able to make their own decisions for sure. Yeah, some clouds coming through. It's pretty cool to see some of the clouds though. It's actually kind of cool to see clouds going from the sun. You can see there's quite a bit out here too. I would point this camera at the sun, but obviously it'd just be like way too bright. Super bright. But this is the telescope we're using, and especially at night, a lot of people can't really see this too well. So the white area, that's the mount. That's an EQ6R Pro mount. Those round objects like on the top side where Chad's at, these are going to be counterweights that are actually mounted to it to counterweight the heavy telescopes on the opposite side. Those are roughly about 11 pounds each, so there's about 22 pounds in counterweights. That's why I said that what I meant, you have the right mind for people to listen. Yeah, I try to, man. I mean, there's some people that just won't agree with me at all, obviously. Especially when it comes to like stuff, when it comes to like alien life. But again, I'm not an astrobiologist, so like my opinion really wouldn't even matter anyways. Yeah, UFO means anything that's flying that you just don't identify. And honestly, I like my opinion to it would, and this is where the opinion would come in, is that I think it's government. I think it's a lot of government type stuff. Obviously, there's no way that I'm going to be able to prove it, so it's not that great of opinion, right? It's just kind of how I feel anyways. Here's a camera setup on the back. You can see the camera here on the bottom where the cables come through. This is a deep space camera. It's a cold tech camera, and I actually have it running at 0 degrees Celsius right now. Keeping it kind of cold. So the power usage on it obviously is running really high. But kind of the setup that we're using. On the very top, you'll see like this silver ring. That silver ring is actually the solar filter that we're using currently. It's going to be the white light solar filter. It's a really thick glass. It's very well plated to block out like 99.99999% of the sunlight. Yeah, right now we're looking at the sun. Yeah, this is our beautiful sun. This is our star. Alien means another land. Yeah. Yeah, definitely go with it like that. It's a cool star. I mean, we got a really awesome sun. This is a very common star as well. Our sun is a very common star that we observe. As we know, the sun is always moving. Do you think it's headed for a black hole? If not, then what are your views on its trajectory? So we really don't see anything that says that we're heading towards a black hole. Like, you got to remember, space is really wide. There's so much going on, but there's a lot of space through everything, right? So our nearest black hole that is actually known is roughly about 1,600 light years away, being Gaia. It's the nearest black hole that we actually know of, and that when you talk about 1,600, like 1,500, 1,600 light years away, it's really far away, like really far away. Now there's a black hole at the center of our galaxy that everything's going around, obviously, and it's going to be Sagittarius A. But it doesn't appear that we're like moving in towards it at any ratio that we would even have to ever worry about. Look at the sun. Yeah, it's always interesting to get to see the sun for sure. A lot of people ask, can you observe the sun? And here's how you do it. Hi, Teddy. How you doing, bud? How's everything going? Yeah, a lot of people do ask, can we observe the sun? And this is exactly with the filters that we're currently using. Pico, what's up, buddy? Brown Doyle is another story, yeah. But yeah, this is how we observe the sun with like a C11. We use a white light filter for sure. New Zealand. What's up, New Zealand? How's it going? It's beautiful out though. Every day we do this, so. One of the dark spots, the specks that we see, those are sunspots. These are areas where the magnetic field intertangle and then cause kind of like a void per se, where the plasma just can't reach up to the surface. So they're much cooler areas. So when we say cooler though, it's like 6,000, 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit, compared to like 10,000, 12,000 that we see on the sun's surface. What rate do the spots move? It depends. It depends on their location on the rotation, because the sun itself rotates at different speeds because it's a gas. And it's mostly hydrogen, obviously. Then helium, then you got some heavier elements, but it can rotate at different speeds. It depends on the location of where they're located to determine how fast do they actually rotate. For example, 36.5 days roughly at the equator. Does SpaceX get government funding like NASA cures? Not like NASA. They're not funded like NASA. Waiting for the bacteria to grow on a petri dish. Nah. You guys want to try to zoom in on one of these sunspots? We can do that. We can set an ROI and check out some of the sunspots. Which one do we want to hit though? The one on the right, or I guess, sorry, on your guys' view, the one on the bottom? From Russia? Hey, what's going on? Glad to have you. Russia's your go? Yeah, dude, Russia's pretty cool. Do some amazing stuff. Or Russia, NASA. NASA does some really amazing stuff. I mean, like all of them do. Like I really love the ESA as well. ESA is like super, super awesome. All right, where you guys want to zoom into? Maybe here-ish? You set an ROI here. Maybe like in this region of the sun? Does it be cool? Let's see. Let's apply it. We may swap over to color as well, so we can get kind of a cool view. But there we go. You start to make out those sunspots a little better. Let's see if I can even bring down some of the... I wonder if the contrast would help us see them better. You can kind of make them out a little bit there. We change the contrast around a little bit. Really gorgeous though. You pull the, oh yeah, there you go. You make out the number and stuff around them a lot better. Oh, is that the sun? We're looking at the sun right now. These are sunspots. Where's a Parker probe right now? I don't know where it is exactly right now. It could be near Venus, or it could be on the other side of the sun. I honestly don't know where it is located right now. We can look it up on NASA though. Not too fun in SpaceX for a few years. Dude, I think anyone willing to investigate, to get out there and investigate the outer space. I think that's just really cool though. I try not to go for like personal attacks, you know what I mean? Like I don't go for personal attacks, but what I look for is, can we learn through certain things, right? How long does sunspots live for? It can be anywhere from minutes up to like weeks, a couple weeks even. Considering eating a box full of hamsters. Why would you want to eat hamsters, man? That sounds really, really weird. Yeah, this is sun. Do you know what sunspots is made of? Naturally a void. Sometimes we see like a bridge and stuff, but there's somewhat of a void for the most part. There's some cooler plasma in this region as well. But it's a void where the magnetic fields cause the plasma where they just can't continue to reach the surface that we see. Will you be able to see the same sunspots tomorrow? Or they orbit out of view? We'll still see them tomorrow. Now they're going to change because the sun's always changing objects. So even if we look at these tomorrow, these areas, these sunspot regions are going to be really different. Even like in an hour from now, they'll look quite a bit different. Yeah, I mean they're cooler parts of the sun, but that's because of the magnetic field causing the plasma not to be able to reach up properly. And when we talk about cooler, they're not cold by any means. They're still super, super hot. Really, really hot regions. How are we not blind if this is the sun? We're using a solar filter. This is a solar filter on the telescope right here that you see on the very bottom in your chat. See if I can pull this over a little better. If you look on top of the telescope there, you see that silver ring. That's the solar filter. So think about like when you go out and look at the sun with those glasses, right? It kind of looks yellow and such. That's what we're seeing here. How big are these sunspots? I assume tens of thousands of miles across. So you can put the one on the very bottom right there, you can probably get about 2 to 3 Earths inside of it. That's a relatively large area. That's a relatively large sunspot. That's a big sunspot. You get at least 2 to 3 Earths inside of it. At least. It may even be a little bit bigger than that. It's hard to tell because now it's getting on the curve of the sun, so it's not really pointing towards us, but that's a really big sunspot. Let me swap us to color though. Let's do that real quick. So there we're in mono. We're going to swap the color, and then I'll try to, oh wow, it comes through pink on your guys' side. So this is what it looks like when we level out the light, the spectrums obviously. This is more what you normally see like when you look through glasses, when you look at the sun, of course. Kind of the more common, but the sun is white light itself. It does peak higher in the green spectrum though. And the sunspot is the sun's acne, yeah. Yeah. These are areas where Chuck Norris went up and got mad at the sun. Took out the sun. Chuck Norris is the only one that can actually visit the sun, of course. Look at the amount of sunspots right here, though. Like, there's actually a lot of sunspots in this region. Some really small sunspots as well. Really gorgeous. Plasma flow is interrupted inside the surface of the sun. Nothing to do with the atmosphere. It's not so much the atmosphere. Like it depends on which area you're speaking of, though, of the sun, right? Like, if you're talking about like the chromosphere or the transition region, for example, is quite a bit different than the photosphere. Which I had a telescope, nice camera for photography. I love to see this with my eyes. Yeah, just make sure you're really safe with the sun. Obviously, the sun can be a dangerous target to observe, obviously. Yeah, sometimes there's a lot, sometimes there's little, sometimes there's none, yeah. It's solar minimum. Yeah. We're still in the height of solar maximum, so it's still very active. We probably passed the height, though, at this point. Sunspots, the sun's acne. That's crazy. The best Superman can go to the sun? Dude, Chuck Norris should take him out too. How many are there on the sun right now? Ooh. There's you can go to NASA and actually get the account. Let me see if I can get it real quick. Let's see if I even have it on this phone. I think I do. I'll give you the total count on the sun. Solar activity. See if that shows me. Of course, I don't think it's going to show me on here. Dang it. I don't see the total right away. I see 11, 8, 1, 21, 8, 2, 8, 6, 3. Okay, there we go. Sunspot number. 119 sunspots right now. But still, that's a really high number too. 119 sunspots. Chuck Norris did a lighter trick and he passes gas and that makes the sun. Oh my goodness, dude. Dude, that's so funny. The words don't make sense. I'm using texting because I'm driving. No, dude, you're good. You're definitely good, man. Absolutely. Try to make it like the sun is like, I don't even know what your total is. The sun white in space, not orange. It does appear more white. We see the orange because of the blue sky. So when you talk about the RGB light, right? So the red, the green, blue lights coming through, our sky illuminates blue for us during the day because the blue light's very energetic and bounces around, right? Hits all the particles, and then we see a blue sky. So the two colors beyond that's green and red. And so if we had a little bit of fun with green and red, since let me take out the blue spectrum here. Add some red and green. So right now we're only looking at some green and red. How's sunlight work from its energy? It's energy from the fusion from, right now our star obviously is fusing hydrogen to helium. So it's going to be from that. And so there's a lot of different energies that come out from it. So it's just essentially energy. Very clear profile picture, like your design. Of the Clippy, yeah. That's not too bad. Did I get everything there? Sunspots are a bit out of focus, a little bit. We have some clouds too. Let's see if we can do any kind of focus though. I'll try. Let's see if we can run the focuser. And of course clouds are going to come through right at the same time. So here's the bad thing too. I'm using an 11-inch telescope, which is really, really bright. Makes these kind of a little harder to actually focus in on. But I'll try here. We'll see if we can get any better. I'm going to go way out and then come back in a little bit. Tell me if it looks any better at any point. It actually kind of does right now, don't it? I may have actually went right by right here. And it seems out of focus, actually. Let me come back a bit. It's so hard to pay attention and try to get it right on while I'm reading the chat. You got an 8-inch SCT. You got the 8 SE? Celestrons or no? Maybe Giant has a nice song about the sun. Ah, yeah. What live streams are you doing? We tonight it looks pretty bad. Got Celestron the 8 SE. I got an 8 SE right here as well inside the observatory. Let me see if I can. If anybody wants to see what like the 8 SE looks like, what you're seeing up there, that's the C11. And then in perspective, like this is the 8 SE, the one like what he has. The 8 SE is a baby. When you put it next to the C11, the C11 is massive. Like you wouldn't see me pick it up like that at all. It's massive. Going from 8-inch to 11-inch is super. Like I guess actually, let me see here. Let me see if I can slam a chair. Here's the 4 SE. So that's 4, and you just seen the 8, and then imagine going from the 8 to the 11-inch. Huge difference in sizes. Really massive difference. Really massive. Clouds! Yeah. That's what she said. Dang it. Should know that was coming. Here, let me zoom out real quick and let's get a little bit larger view since clouds are kind of coming through right now. Hopefully it clears up, but let's go to a full view. Universe does expand faster than the speed of light. Yep. Universe is not under any obligation to follow its own laws. Do you leave your telescope set up all the time in one place, or do you move them around, travel with them? So this is an observatory where I'm sitting at. Kind of put it in more perspective, I guess. This is the observatory. This is the control room. So we kind of pulled it out. And it's really nice. So we got like heat and air conditioning. All the different computer systems that run everything. Here's what you guys are seeing, the sun. This controls the telescope itself. So like we can hit, I don't know if it'll focus in very well, but like we hit east, for example, it's going to move the sun down. We hit west, it's going to move it up. Kind of like that, right? The telescope itself is just right through this door. You see the sunlight coming through the side, and then we got TVs, and of course up there is Saturn. Bunch of different telescopes here inside this room. And then the rest of it's all in the next room over where the telescopes are. So can't see the edge of the universe. No, we can't see the edge of the universe. Way beyond the observable. Even though James Webb can do gravitational lensing, still it's just too far. Yeah, it's really nice setup. Really nice setup. I still take some telescopes out and about, obviously, but for the most part, all the work's done here inside the observatory. Anybody want to see the sun in a different color, different type of view? Kind of what you guys are used to, I guess. Let me put it back in that common, like. So here's the cool thing. When you get those glasses and it has this orange tint like that, it's actually the glasses that have the built-in tint to them, so it looks like that. It just kind of mimics what we see like during sunset and whatnot. Remember a time when they didn't know for sure? Yeah, we assume there's an edge. We can only assume just based off of evidence. I appreciate that. Honestly, thank you. Thank you so much for the kind words there. Want to go blue? Blue sun? Blue sun's not as fun, in my opinion. I think it looks gorgeous. And of course, it looks all green here. Coming through Streamlabs. Let me see if I can fix that. USB video capture. Settings. Configure video. I think it's the hue that comes through here just like causes it to be weird. But this is closer to what I see on my screen right now. For some reason it makes everything green though. It's just weird. I don't know why it does it, but it does. Sun does emit all spectrum of light, right? That is correct. It mostly peaks on the green. Peaks on the green spectrum. Looks like Neptune right now. It kind of does, yeah. Has a little bit of a view of Neptune. That's a little closer to what I see on my side. Let me see. So like on my side, this is the color I'm seeing currently. It may not even show up, but like that. Yeah, it's still not even the same. Doesn't show up correctly. Maybe I should put the setup of the camera here on this computer instead of pushing it out from HDMI into USB. I don't know. You picking up Nibiru yet? No, we never discovered Nibiru. No, it's orange because of our perspective of the sun. Our perspective of the sun appears orange. It's because we got the blue sky above us. So, kind of what we did just a minute ago. Let me pull it back in, right? Like that, right? So, right now this is red and then green and no blue at all. So this exact same thing we see with the blue sky that we have, the blue energetic light coming through and just illuminating all the different particles in our sky with the blue energetic light. And then what's left is red and green. Green's a little bit more energetic, so there's a little bit lost of green, so we got a lot of red, and this is the same scenario here. We got a little bit of green, a lot more red, and we see that orange color. Yeah, because of the atmospheric effect. So like if you're on Mars, you get the blue sunset. Can you imagine that? Getting to see the blue sunset on Mars. Nibiru's never been discovered. I've heard a story that Thor, he can drink sea because of the oceans. Keep rising because he's been in a million years. Oh my goodness. So if we view the sun from space, it will be more full spectrum. Yeah. Yeah, it'll look like a white star. Love astronomy and wondering about the universe. I agree. Yeah, absolutely. Same with Venus. Venus is wild. Venus is super wild. Like, I wouldn't want to be on Venus observing the sun, to be honest. It's not the place I would want to be. The blue sunset would be the go-to, though. Blue sunset would be really a go-to. Go purple. Let's see. See if I can get the turn like a purplish color. We'll need that. See if I can hit an actual purple. I don't know how hard this will actually be. It'll be really hard to get to turn purple, to be honest. Wait, hold on. Let me take us out of solar system. There. It probably gets a little bit closer to like a purplish color. Ish. It's gonna be hard just to hit like purple. Now notice that we don't see a lot of sunspots in this spectrum. And the blue spectrum, because of the blue light being so energetic, it makes it harder to observe a lot of the sunspots. Much harder. Mars atmosphere just versus red instead of blue, yeah. Yeah, just how crazy would that be though, getting to see the blue sunset? Probably 360-degree circles after Nibiru orbit full of crap. But nice, my guy. Yeah, again, we don't observe Nibiru, dude. Nibiru don't exist. What would be the point of hiding a planet, man? Like, in astronomy, why would we hide a planet? Like, come on, dude. Keep going here. Hopefully I got everything up there. Looks like I did. Apparently we're full of crap because we hide planets, I guess. Dude's just mad because Pluto's no longer considered a planet, I guess. I don't know. Anyways. Government grants. Oh, okay. I got you. Because everybody only gets government grants. I got you, dude. Got you. Keep up the resistance, man. Where'd the moon go? It's not too far from where we're actually looking. The moon's actually really close to the sun. Is that, it's so far away. I think it doesn't exist, or it doesn't exist for. We just haven't observed it. Executive order. Okay, who cares, dude? You're talking about one government out of like the different, the 180 whatever that's even into the science side, man. Come on, dude. Keep up the resistance, though. Really comes off weird. Is that so far away that they think it doesn't exist, or it doesn't exist? We just haven't observed it. There's a very, very slim chance that we would discover another planet in our solar system. A slim chance. Please ignore him. Yeah, I'm getting ready to boot him here in a minute. What are we looking at? The sun. Right now we're hanging out with the sun. Our beautiful star, the soul. The sun. What if there could be a green sunset? I mean, you could. You technically could. You would have to get the... I'm trying to think of what you'd need, though, to get a green sunset. What even is Nibiru? Nibiru is a... so when there's calculations based off of orbital mechanics and different tidal forces, there's a little bit that's not explained when it comes to, like, Neptune, for example. We can explain some of the differences in its orbit. And so that was considered, is there another planet out there? Could there be a planet 9 instead of planet X? Of course, everybody called it planet X. So the question would be, is there another planet? And we continue to look, and like obviously we can do the math really well, so we know kind of where to look, and we try to refine it. We look there again, and we're not seeing nothing though. We're not seeing what would be expected. So the odds of finding another planet is going to be super, super, super rare. But Nibiru is basically the concept of what another planet would be in a name, which again, we haven't observed this planet, so the planet don't exist currently. It'd be cool though. Like it would be cool to have another planet. If we could find it, and we'd have another planet. Really wouldn't matter. Are you familiar with 3i Atlas? A little bit. Is it called the Bode equation? I heard it years ago. Bode equation. Bode equation is a little different. The sun is now. Let me actually get the Bode equation, exactly what the equation was for. I'm pretty sure that's not the right one. That's a graph of frequency response of a system. Bode magnitude, mathematical expression that defines the magnitude of phase of system's frequency response. That has a little bit more to, yeah, something a little bit more. I don't know if they use Bode in that. Like, obviously, that's not my area of study at all. So now, blinding low in the sky rather than an orange ball because it bounces off Nibiru dust clouds. It's showing up on. Okay, dude. Whatever. We're literally looking at the sun. Where's Nibiru? I brought this really cool game where you can create your own star systems and whatnot. Dude, that's awesome. Which one did you get? Let me try to think of the name. Damn, I can't even think of the top of my head. I know there's some really cool ones out there for sure. It's how we determine each next planet. Pretty neat. Oh, okay. It very well could be based into it. Bode equation may be part of it. That's like way before my time, obviously. And it's also outside of my study. The gain of magnitude is often expressed in decibels using, magnitude equation, phase equation, logarithm. There's some stuff in here that you definitely would use, though, in the Bode equation. They'd use for determining. One graph's being system versus frequency. What are details in the second phase? Yeah. It could be. That's beyond my study, so. Universe Sandbox. Oh, yeah, Universe Sandbox. That's kind of the one I was thinking of. There's a mothership, UFO. They lying to y'all? How do you know, Corey? How do you know it's a mothership? Just because you've seen a video? Put a nickname, Nash. Is mad because he was kicked out of the family because he was too small. Hashtag justice for Pluto. I think with everything we have out there now, we would see it. Yeah, absolutely. I think we would have already discovered it. I think we're well under 1% of being able to discover another planet. This dude said it was discovered by IRS satellite in 1983 Washington Post front PJ. Wait, what? IRS has a satellite? They discover planets, apparently. Is that really a star that we were looking at? Why isn't it giving off a blinding light? It's just not, we're using a, so you can see the telescope here on the bottom. On the top of the telescope right there, that silver ring, that's a white light filter. It brings down a lot of the light when we look at the sun. So it's the same thing like when you put on the glasses to watch solar eclipses. Can you see a satellite if it transits the sun? We would if it's big enough to actually say, hey man, there goes a satellite. Then you'd definitely recognize it. I think the planet would be defined by its being around enough matter and gravity to make it into a circle. I'm not sure what you mean by it, to make it a circle. Well, you'll have to kind of explain what you meant there. Like as in like a ball? Or the orbit, or... I kind of got lost on that one, sorry, but... make sure I got the rest. I think I got the rest of your guys' questions up there. I know a lot of people are just coming in. Hey, by the way, we are looking at the sun. A lot of people ask us, can we see the sun? Here's the sun. I said I'd do a stream eventually of the sun. And so right now we're looking at the sun. This is going to be through a 11-inch Schmidt-Cassegrain telescope, which is right here. You can see the two weights, those white, the white round objects right here. Let's see if I can actually get this in the view a little better. So the two weights right there, there's the mount. The mount itself is the EQ6R Pro mount, and then of course the telescope, and that's a C11 from Schmidt-Cassegrain. It finds the shape of the planet as a bowl because there's enough gravity. That's enough matter there wanting to shake it into a bowl. I mean, it wants to, right? But it pulls it all sides. Gravity pulls from all directions. There's a little bit higher gravity in certain areas because of mass itself, but for the most part, gravity's pulling in all directions. That kind of makes sense to you. Like if you only had gravity pulling in one direction, then yeah, you would have a bowl. but it's not defined like in one direction. It's defined in all directions. You can see Atlas with that telescope. We will be able to near like the end of October into November. We should be able to pick it up. Always tonight when I got beyond a certain size, there was enough gravity to form a ball. Yeah, I mean everything itself has gravity. Every single thing there has gravity. It's really fun if you take a bunch of like magnetic dust and then get it really close and then watch how it forms. If you can get it suspensed in the air, then it makes almost that ball effect. Check your live stream to Flat Earthers, they will lose their mind. Nah, I just don't even care. They get involved in all that. Most people that believe in Flat Earth don't actually believe in Flat Earth. They just do it to be resistant. I think a planet has to be collapsed by its own gravity. Yeah, everything wants to collapse in because of gravity. Gravity, even though the weakest force, is still relatively strong, obviously. Is there a dark side of the sun? No. Just at nighttime, it gets much cooler for us, obviously. That's just a joke, though. I think I got that one. Looking at the sun, meanwhile, the same person. My eyes! Oh my goodness. It's like the nuclear reaction of the sun when it's a gravity. Doesn't it balance out with the matter it explodes? I don't know. Yeah, so when we talk about like the fusion of the sun, like when it's fusing hydrogen to helium, that's what our sun's doing right now. Then eventually you'll have helium fuse into heavier elements and so on and so on. So about the time you get to iron's really heavy compared to the what you would expect to see for a star. So when you hit that iron phase, with that, and we're talking about our sun right now, our star, yellow dwarf star. Basically what will happen, you'll lose the balance between gravity and its atmospheric pressure, and then it's going to just kind of puff out the atmosphere. And so we see stuff like the hydrogen and helium mostly will be puffed out, and we'll see this planetary nebula from it. Man, sounds good, MC. I try to go live every night, dude, as long as it's clear here. Tonight doesn't look like it's going to be clear. It looks like it's going to be storming here in Kansas City tonight, though. Being the sun, have you ever seen a UFO bigger than planet Earth? Nah, man. I've never seen anything I would say is like, this is an alien. Obviously, UFO and aliens are two different subjects, right? UFOs can be anything like government testings of different types of technology and whatnot. And we just don't live around a military base out here where we see that kind of stuff. It's not as common as like what people get to see more like into the West Coast, for example, or Nevada and stuff. We don't see much out here at all. Probably I'd answer it for you, though. The rust stains on the moon tell me it's a spaceship. No, man, we can actually explain the rust on the moon. Sun. I saw a picture the other day of people at a pole in the distance, and there was a nuclear cloud. This was in Nevada in the 50s. Ooh, horrible, right? I have seen some really horrible photos. That is just crazy. Yeah, sun. Guess you wrote that in Russian, so da. How far is the closest star to our solar system? Our star. And then behind that's Proxima Centauri. But our star. How far is Proxima? I think it's like 20. Let me get it real quick because I'm gonna forget this. 4. So 4.246 light years away is the closest one. Where am I roughly? Kansas City. How far is it? Okay, I got that one right there. And then, go organics getting it. Yeah, just UFO usually don't mean anything alien. I think TV does that to us, though. That's why I don't watch a lot of TV. Like, people do a lot of TV references, and I don't get them. I just don't watch a lot of TV. Ah, England. Nice, dude. Welcome in, bud. Welcome in. Looks like Atlas doesn't have a tail. It did. We observed a tail on Atlas. We did observe a tail on Atlas. It's relatively different, though. It's like, because it is a third interstellar object that we've been able to observe, and you got to remember, like, Oumuamua was on its way out before we even got to observe it. It's interesting, though. There's going to be a lot that we'll learn from this one. Really got an advanced observation on it as it comes in, rather than just leaving. First launched the rocket that was supposed to circle the moon, and then we went off into the universe, so they renamed the Dream, and then Russia sounds so beautiful. Russia actually photographs the far side of the moon in 1950s. Back in the 50s, they got the first photographs of the far side of the moon. If star papers not aliens, yeah. Gets a little wild, man. Yeah, it's going to be behind the sun here real shortly. Won't be necessarily right behind the sun, but it'll be going behind the sun in its path. Yeah. And then we should be able to see it probably near like the end of October. We'll start to be able to see it from the observatory here. Should be a lot of fun. Let me look at the, there was a Dell just came out on it too. Let me see if I can find it. You know what I'm really excited about? Those R2 Swan. R2 Swan is like brightening really fast. Another comment, but it's getting really bright really fast. 21st September will be a solar eclipse, yep. It will be. We won't observe it here though. That's something we'll observe. Able to see the Starlink satellites? Sometimes you can. Sometimes you can definitely capture them. Yeah, sometimes you definitely can. You guys want to zoom back in again? My bad. See if we can zoom back in this area. I haven't seen any clouds in a minute, so could just get a little bit more zooming in here. Check out some of these sunspots again. A lot of different sunspots today. See some really small ones there. That's a large one though. This one down here is actually really large. A really large sunspot. Let me see if I can get some data on it real quick. Let me zoom in. Is that 4216? It looks like. Looks like 4216, I think. Zoom in a little more. Looks like it's 4216. So 4216 has 11 sunspot regions. Or sorry, the region has 11 sunspots. 119 sunspots in total on the sun currently. No. Are you familiar with Universe Sandbox or Space Engine? I think I've seen both. I got one of them. I don't remember which one I have though. I might have Space Engine. I've opened it and then I closed it pretty quick. It's just kind of boring. Yeah, it's crazy how big those small sunspots actually are. Yeah, dude. So true. What causes the sunspot flares? So sunspots are caused by the magnetic field getting entangled, and it causes these areas. This is cooler regions when we actually talk about them. But what happens is as the entanglement occurs through the magnetic field, what it does is stops the passage basically of the plasma from reaching the surface, so they appear much cooler when we use like a white light filter. Now when we talk about solar flares, they normally are seen around sunspots, like on the outer edge of the darker location, so near the numba, which is also where we see like some of the, where we see the flares and some of the other activity that we typically see on the sun. These areas though are like 6,000 degrees, roughly 5, 6, 7,000 degrees compared to the surface, which is like 10 to 12,000 degrees. Has been so stable for so long. We could be in a real trouble real fast if it wasn't, yeah. How different do you think it would be if to walk on Mars compared to the moon? Ooh, So gravity-wise, not terribly different. There's still a difference in the gravity between Mars and the Moon, but gravity-wise, it wouldn't be too much terribly different. It'd be kind of the same effect. When you leave here, you're gonna feel much lighter, right? The atmosphere on Mars, there's a very thin atmosphere, so you got a little bit of atmospheric changes that you'd have to adapt to when you get to Mars. Where on the Moon, there's no atmosphere itself, but there's an exosphere, which is much thinner than the atmosphere even on Mars. Temperature-wise. Yeah, temperature is going to be where the main issue is going to be. Temperature would be definitely the main difference in the two, if that makes sense to you. Johnny K says hello. The only thing that's be really different is getting to see the blue sunsets on Mars. That's the big difference. I think the blue sunsets would be like that thing that I would love to see. But definitely there'd be a difference in them. You know the difference. For the very first time, yeah, it'd be pretty cool. I don't want to go. Wouldn't be my thing. Sun's relatively quiet on that side over there. Not much going on over there. Mostly, we see a lot of stuff here on the equator area. You know, DeGrasse, Star Talk. Yeah, I like some of the Star Talks. They're very fascinating. Especially his Ghost Air. Oh, I don't know that I watched one about Ghost Air. Dude's really smart, obviously. Really smart guy. They'll be the next Armstrong, basically, yeah. And then people say they didn't go to Mars. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? They could be live streaming from Mars and be like, oh, that's a studio. Oh, I can only imagine already. Holy moly. I can only imagine. That actually made me chuckle. My bad. Crap. Horrible thoughts, I guess. Anyways. Yeah, again, we're looking at the sun. If anybody just joined us wondering what we're doing, we're looking at the sun. Everybody wants to see the sun, of course, at nighttime. Obviously, we can't see the sun at night, so here we are. Yeah, they're going to say it's AI, yeah. AI cannot do very well when it's like a live video. For example, like what we're seeing now. You see the clouds starting to push through a little bit here. AI is not good at doing this type of live stuff at all. Like, it would be hard for it. Let's see if I get the clouds to really show up a little better. Kind of see the clouds coming through. Something that's just not designed to really do. It would require some major supercomputers. Major. Let's zoom out real quick since the clouds are coming through. Be kind of a cool view. Getting to see it come through. Yeah, and of course they'll just say, nuh-uh. Yeah, be really wild. Bring in some brightness. We're supposed to be having like really thick clouds coming here soon. I don't know at what point they'll be here though. Here's the kind of the inside of the observatory here. That door right here, that's where I'm sitting at. Inside that door. Let's see if we can spin around a little more. Can barely make out the cloud there. Not enough contrast to see them. Do you use filters or is the sun really white? So I'm using a filter, but the sun is white light. It is white light. Like when you put on solar eclipse type glasses, they put a yellow film to it, so you see it more like on a yellow spectrum. But it is white light. It peaks higher in the green spectrum, though. Oh, here comes those dark clouds, too. Oh. Or that'll make it easier to actually see over here. Go the right way. I probably have to go to the camera and turn the exposure down. Working in a hospital, we use X-ray film. Yeah. Yep. Man who heard a scary sound in the darkness in the backyard. He goes to check it. He heard a sound behind him when he did, and it sounded like it was a taxman from the IRS. Oh my goodness. What the heck, dude? That may have been it, actually, yo. It just got dark. See if it pushes through real quick. Yeah, I can't even get any brightness at all on it. Like, I'm really maxing out the brightness. Let's see what happens here for a second. I can't, it looks like there's quite a bit of clouds there. Can you guys see like that layer of clouds? Let me go turn down the exposure. There's a little bit of something. Do you ever see anything interesting? I don't mind being patient. Well, give me just a second. Let me go down, turn down the exposure a little bit on the main camera. Take me 2 seconds here. Gotta walk around telescopes. Hit my shoulder on the telescope. We don't see solar flares with white light filter. Wrong filter for that. You gotta have like calcium K. Looks like the sun's unstable. Yeah, I hit my shoulder on the telescope. I turned down the exposure as much as I could. I just ain't gonna do anything different. Seen a bird fly through. You'll see them clouds actually push through here in a minute. Yeah. Do the topic? Yeah. It's for like solar flares, you need calcium K. Prominences, you want like hydrogen alpha. So it just depends on what you're trying to view. You use a different filter. This is just a white light filter on top of the C11 telescope. See if I can pull this back around. Oh, go the right way. Have you ever seen a solar flare? I have. Not with this setup though. Not with the current setup we're using. Can I come back around a little bit here? Try to find the telescope again. What kind of things have you seen with this filter? Sunspots. You see sunspots with these type of filters. Oh, do I see like a spider web right there? What? Looks like a spider web. Do you guys see that? You know, fall's coming up quick. Freaking spider webs everywhere. I have liked and subscribed. Dude, I appreciate you, Leland. Thank you so much, bud. I appreciate that. It looks like the sun is unstable. Yeah, if you hit the telescope, it definitely makes it look unstable. What's cool about this mount, that wide aspect that you guys see, that's the mount of the telescope. So it does track stuff to the sky. For example, if we wanted to go to the moon, let me swing us over to the moon real quick. We won't see the moon with the white light filter on it, but you'll see it kind of how it does. Like, so this is going to the moon, where the moon be located. And so we'd be looking out towards the moon at that point. And then to get to the sun, I'll find my mouse again. There it is. Get to the sun. We would click the sun and then click go to. We're going to be a little off because I don't think I ever did sync anything, but see if we hit it again. Oh, it's really close. Just not right on us. All right, so let me get enough brightness and I'll be able to pull it right back in. Let me speed up the scope a little bit. Go the right direction. Let me see which way we need to go. Looks like this way. It'll start getting really bright, and then I'll start pulling out some of that brightness. And we'll pull it in. There we go. That's what's really nice about this mount, though. Super, super nice mount to have. Let me put us on solar tracking here, too. There we go. Clouds! The width and length of the telescope. So the telescope itself is about 3 foot long. It's about 11 inches wide. Its focal length, though, is right about 2,800. Oh, thanks, Mo. Thanks for throwing that in there. That's awesome. What happens on the sun that a sunspot occurs? Magnetic fields get intertangled. So the sun itself, it swaps magnetic sides, so north becomes south, south becomes north. As it does that, sometimes the magnetic field will intertangle with each other. And then you get these areas where the plasma just can't reach the surface, making it a cooler region that we see here. What's this? The sun. Right now we're hanging out the sun today. I'm not letting anyone touch it. Yeah. That's funny. You wouldn't let anybody touch your telescope if you had one. That's super funny. See if I can pull the sun up a little better. Sun, not Saturn. It's all good. I see what you said. It's all good. Hopefully I got everything in there. Yeah, sunspots are much cooler than the surface of the sun. It's like 5,500, 6,000, 7,000 degrees, where the sun itself, like the surface, is like 10 to 12,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Relatively different. Sunspots are actually planet size. Yep. The one on the bottom there, the bottom left side there, that's probably about around three of our planets or so. Put roughly about 3 of our beautiful planets inside of it. It may even be just a bit bigger. It's a relatively large one. Got a random question. Have you ever got any volcanoes erupting on Jupiter's moon, Io? No. It'd be like really hard to observe that from here on Earth because of the atmosphere, of course, and your angular resolution. But, of course, we see it on some of the other missions. Which is really awesome. Io's the most volcanic mass in our solar system, and it's a very, very beautiful moon. It is a large moon near Jupiter. It's one of the Galilean moons, one of the 4 Galilean moons, out of the 96 moons that we observe around Jupiter. Is this a hobby, or are you a professional astronomer? I do this as a hobby. I stream live as a hobby. What I do outside of streaming, obviously, is more private. I don't really talk about that stuff. I don't think anyone should get in their private life, to be honest. Hopefully these clouds ain't going to be horrible here soon. There's an all-sky camera that we have if you guys want to check it out too. I'll have to bring it on. This is from this morning. This one it looked like this morning. This was a bunch of fog. Last night I thought we had a lot of clouds, but it ended up being a lot of fog. Let me do this though. Let me open up another Sharp Cap and I'll connect to that camera. We can take a quick glance out there. See what the clouds actually look like. And get it loaded up. Pull in that camera. What is that? The sun. We're looking at our sun. Beautiful sun. It's like hiding a rock in a rock collection. Yeah. That's funny. Alright, let me pull this in real quick. This will be the all-sky camera. I'm going to try to... It's super bright right now, so let me hold back just a bit. Get a little darker before I throw it on our view. 2,000 maybe. 2,000. Nope. 8,000, pull down the gain, auto coloring properly. All right, here's what we're currently seeing above the above the observatory. That's what we currently see. And of course, it's super bright. Let me pull out some of the brightness still. You can see some of the clouds that are passing by here. Let me turn off some of the brightness if I can here. Yeah, that's what it looks like right now. out here near Kansas City. It's like that's like hiding a rock in a rock collection. Yeah, I like that. That's funny. That's actually really funny. One of the main things also making sure, of course, that it's not going to rain on us, right? That's that's super important. Make sure it will not rain. The Carrington event, yeah, that's super cool to read about. Carrington event is a really cool read for sure. I missed something about that. Thinking back about the government is hiding things. Why would they? Yeah, be pointless. And to be honest, like astronomy is not governed by the government. Like it's a very wide open field. Like the information we have gets out there. Like nature.com is a really good website to go to see some of the scientific writings. A lot of scientific writings, not controlled by the government at all. Kind of just looking at the all sky camera. It's kind of gorgeous. It's a beautiful day for the most part. It's actually really beautiful out. Let me throw it back on one more time. It's actually a really beautiful day out there. Really beautiful day. My eyes starting to itch though, so I know my sinuses are starting to kick up a little bit. Anybody ever get like really bad sinuses? My eyes get to the point where they just, like it's really hard, like super sensitive to light. You can see my eyes, like I'm starting to get, my sinuses are really kick up. Let's see if I can pull my, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Like my eyes are just itchy. Sinuses are the worst for sure. The worst thing. If you guys do get bad sinuses, what do you do? I guess would be a good question. I use some like eye drops, but sinus pills never really help me much. Have you ever seen anything weird when looking through your telescope? Nah, man, really haven't. All the dang time is awful. Go through 2 boxes of tissues a week. Wow. That may be them heated socks that you always wear, though. Yeah, I'm bound to figure out some way to make it where sinuses are a little better. Obviously, the older you get, the more things hit you, right? You definitely do it. You can't take anything, so I just suffer. Ooh. Wow. Eye drops do the best for me. At least gets rid of the itchy eyes for the most part, but other than that, like, I can't find anything that really helps my sinuses. Anybody want to zoom back into the sun? To some of the sunspot regions? Do that again. Maybe like right in here. Let's stack it too. Let's see if we can stack it and get a little better view. Stacking is a really cool process. It'll take all the frames from the video and it'll try to put it together. And by doing that, you can get a little bit better definition of what you're viewing. Clean it up some. I'll really try to sharpen it too at the same time. Make some of the really be defined here. It's kind of cool, ain't it? That's what stacking process does when you're talking about doing like planetary or lunar or even soul type views, and go back to the raw view of what we see. Benadryl works like a charm, but knocks you out quick. Yeah, I think that's the one thing about Benadryl that I just don't like. Hey Whitland, how's it going, man? How you doing? In a similar line about Atlas, nobody can be sure what the object is yet. We've done a lot of profiles on it already. 3i. Somebody happens to see this suggests another comment. No, the profiles appear like it does. It's different, and you got to remember that it's interstellar, though. It's not exactly like what we'd expect to see here in the solar system. So it's going to have a little bit of differences to it, and it's definitely gone in places where nothing in our solar system that we observe has gone through. But it appears to be a comet, though. It does appear mostly to be a comet. Not to mention it's high velocity. It's a very high velocity target, so it's a little harder to study. This is one of the first times that we actually got to check out a interstellar object coming inbound rather than going outbound, like Oumuamua, for example. And this is the third interstellar object that we've seen. There's another HAS. Hey, fever. Ooh. Asthma sign says that worked great. Oh. I'll check that out. Remember, Monday starts the fall season, and then put in the spooky pumpkins. Nice. Ready for fall, huh? I kind of like the fall. I definitely like the fall. You guys ever think, like, we used to always say summer days get long, winter days get short? Do y'all ever think of that before? Like how backwards that actually is? Like the first day of winter is the shortest day and it gets longer. The first day of summer is the longest day and it gets shorter. So technically, like, summer gets shorter and winter gets longer. Pretty wild to think of it like that. Happy Halloween already, man. I also think Atlas is just a regular space rock flying through the cosmos. Probably collected a ton of space. Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. Very possible. Very, very possible. There appears to be a lot of ice water to it, though, so it'd go more on the common side in that case. But we'll really know later, though. On its way outwards, we'll get more time to really study it and really get an idea of what's going on. I think it's a little too quick to come to the definitive answer of what exactly it is. I'm in Missouri. We really don't get fall the way they do in Michigan, so I'm in Missouri as well. I'm up near Kansas City. But no, you're right. Like, definitely, it's not like even on the East Coast, right? We don't get fall like the East Coast. It just comes. Roughly about a week of changes of the trees around here, and that's about all you get. Oh, you live in Florida and down there, like Cape Graham? Oh, no way. That'd be super cool, Kat. That'd be really cool. Greens from South Africa. What's up, Jen? How are you doing? We're hanging out the sun right now. Anybody coming in wondering what we're doing? This is our sun. We're looking at the sun and some sunspots on it. Hanging out with the sun for a little bit. We ain't got much longer, though. It's going to try to slip behind trees here sooner than later. Hey, James. The sun. We're looking at the sun. Let me zoom back out. I think it's a little easier to determine what we're seeing. We're zoomed out. We're zoomed in towards, like, the sunspots, but we'll zoom back out. There we go. Hanging out with the sun today. We'll telescope down just a bit more. Southern Mississippi, and we had snow about 20 years ago. We'll give you some if you need some. Load it up in the pickup and drive it down to you. Or load it in your front yard. Can you imagine? It'd be like the worst prank, someone loading up like a grain truck and just driving someone's yard and just dumping in their front yard where they normally don't get snow. All I have to do is walk out my front door and look up. No way. That's super awesome. That's really cool. I never got the chance to see a rocket take off. Being in the Kansas City region, we just don't get that. It's kind of a bummer. We just don't get those type of views here, of course. Hi, y'all. It's 3:40. We'll probably go for another 5 minutes, and then we'll end the live. Get some stuff done today that need to get done, and then tonight looks like it's going to be cloudy and raining. Looks like we're going to have clouds and rain here in the Kansas City area. Can you change the color to orange? Yeah, we can make it look more like the sun. Just crank up the red light that's coming through. Kind of what a lot of people actually see when they use like solar glasses, for example. like solar eclipse glasses. That's Winter Panhandle, Florida. It got 10 inches of snow. I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember. A lot of places down south. Actually, the last 5 years have been pretty wild for people down south. Feel the effect of the sonic boom. My window rattles and my dogs run under the bed. Yeah, that's funny. That's super funny. Poor dogs, right? Dogs have to experience that. Do you go live often? I try to. I think this is the 4th or 5th day straight. Usually it's at nighttime though. We're looking at planets and stuff like that. Planets, galaxy, nebulae really going to be the targets coming up this week. Louisiana I-10 corridor and got 8 inches this last summer. That's crazy. That is crazy, crazy. Oh, that's awesome, Tim. That's really cool. Yeah, during the winter. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I noticed now you said summer. I knew what you meant. I just didn't think about it. What days do you what days do you live stream and what time? So it depends, man. Depends on the skies, obviously. But any day, I try to go live as long as we don't have clouds. You'll probably see me on here. But of course, at nighttime in the central area. Are they sunspots? Yep, these are sunspots on the sun. This past week, of course, this coming week is going to be really cloudy, so it's going to be sporadic when I'm able to go live. But make sure, obviously, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications. You'll get notification. I hardly do the sun. Like, this is not a common thing for me to be out here with the sun. It's hard on the equipment. The equipment doesn't like the sun that much, obviously, and especially something like a 11-inch Cassegrain style telescope. Are we at solar maximum? We're probably past. We're probably at past the peak of solar maximum. We really don't know when the peak actually was until we're past and can observe everything, obviously, but we're probably past the peak by this point. Do you ever see orbs? I do not. I never do see orbs. Gonna go out to the beach and watch the sunset tonight? No way. That'd be super crazy cool. Was that that bird, did it go in front of the sun, or was that on the bottom camera? I missed it. I just seen something go through, but I didn't see exactly where it was. I missed it. Left the stream multiple times. I have missed it. How big are sunspots? Are they bigger than planets? Yeah, most of them that we observe are bigger than Earth. There's gonna be some that obviously ain't, but most of them that we typically observe are bigger than the planet Earth. What exactly is a solar flare? Solar flare is whenever you get, like, take a friction, for example, right? Like you rub your hands together and you get that really hot aspect in that hand. But kind of think of it like the sun now. So you take material, you really get it amped up with energy, and then all of a sudden now you got this big old flare goes off. Yeah, most of the sunspots are larger than the planet Earth that we observe right here in this type of view. If we zoom in, we'll see much smaller ones at that point. But like the one on the bottom left, that's probably about three of our planet can easily fit in it. What up, Trevor? How you doing, bud? Glad to have you, man. Glad to have you, bud. We're probably not going to be on much longer with the sun. Tonight, I would love to show you guys Saturn tonight, Neptune and so on. But it just looks like it's going to be rainy and cloudy here in Kansas City. There's a live view also above the observatory. Gives a little bit more perspective of what we see currently. You see a lot of cirrus clouds out there, a little bit of these other clouds. I can't tell you exactly what they are just by looking through the camera. But it is a stunning view. See what it looks like here in Kansas City. It's always the weather. The weather gets us every single time. Never fails. This week's going to be all bad. Oh, we got some clouds coming through from the sun too. But this week's going to be really bad. Last night I didn't think we were going to stream, but yeah, we got a couple hours in last night with like Saturn, and then some clouds. So you just never know when it'll happen. Just make sure you turn on the notifications, obviously. I'm in the central time near Kansas City. It's currently 3:45 p.m. So excited to see Saturn and Neptune. Hopefully it clears up. Yeah, for sure. Clear sky is what I hope for everybody, of course. We need the rain, obviously. There's times we need rain, but it is what it is. Big Mac, appreciate you, brother. Have you seen that one dude in his sleigh and reindeer? Wait, what? No, you mean Santa? I'm looking forward to the rain tonight. Are you ready for the rain tonight, huh? I think we're going to get a lot of rain this week. A lot of rain. 2245 in South Africa. Nice. Does Neptune have rings around it? It does. It actually, all the gas planets in our solar system do have rings. What is this? This is the sun. We're looking at a star, our sun, our soul. This is our beautiful sun. And a little bit of clouds, of course, trying to push through. What's up with the eclipse tomorrow? The eclipse, the solar eclipse, mostly is like in Antarctica, way down south though. Way down south. Nothing that we'll see here in the United States. Is it night at the sun? Why is it dark? Because there's no atmosphere. Like I see what you're saying. Obviously, it's not night at the sun, right? Because you're going to be illuminated by the sun itself. But you're just thinking kind of like, is daytime a blue sky? And I think that's kind of what confuses a lot of people. Is daytime like a blue sky? And it's not. Daytime itself is when the sun's reflecting on you. We just got a blue sky because of the blue light. The energy from the blue lights are very active, and it just bounces around and hits all the different things in our atmosphere, causing us to have a blue sky. It's hard to appreciate the true size of our sun compared to Earth. It really is. I agree. You can put 1.3 million of our planet inside the sun. It's massive. It makes up over 99% of the mass in our solar system. It is massive. Yeah, it's a small star. It's a relatively small star compared to other stars, but it's a common star, though. Sorry, my throat started itching. Here, Pittsfield, Pennsylvania, and it's been so clear at night, seeing everything. Oh, no way. That's awesome. What's the furthest thing you've ever zoomed into with your telescope? Are you able to see beyond Pluto? Yeah, absolutely. Galaxies are the furthest things that we check out. You can say our sun is the soul of our solar system. You could. That's true. Can you go to Jupiter? Not right now. It'd be really hard to do Jupiter right now. You'd have to have like really good tracking. We got a little bit of clouds just came through. Massive clouds, actually. These are really thick clouds currently. See if I can turn up some brightness. You guys can maybe see the sun in certain areas. See really thick clouds. Here's the all-sky camera of what we're currently seeing. So this is a live view also above the observatory. Oh, the sun's starting to come back out. It's starting to pop out now. Turn down some of the brightness again. What planet can you go to? It's daytime right now. It's hard to do planets in the day. Yo, what's up, Choco? Heard you say something about seeing rockets in real time. My daughter was offered a job with NASA last year, but declined because she is a mama's baby. That's interesting, though. Thanks, Jen. I appreciate that. I heard that we have a blue sky because of the sun reflecting off the ocean. No. It's the blue light, the blue spectrum light. Bounces off. It's like the blue spectrum is very energetic. The red's not. Like, why do we see the sun orange, for example? That's a great question, right? Why do we see the sun orange, especially in like a sunset and the sunrise? It's a white light sun. Our sun is white light, though it peaks in the green spectrum. And so if you're really to break it down, its main light is green, like a greenish color. But it's white light, but the blue sky, and then what you got left is red and green, which you got a lot of red coming through. It's more stable when we talk about red light. Green's a little bit more energetic than red, so you got a lot more red than you do the green. That leaves you with an orange color. We still live? We are still. So far. I'm getting ready to jump off, though. I think the clouds are finally here, and it's going to be getting really cloudy here quickly. It's dark for you there in the UK. Yep. Can you do galaxy viewing someday? Yeah, we did last night. We did a little bit. We looked at Andromeda last night, just a little bit. Aren't you grateful for the sun? Nice. You're booted for some reason? No way, dude. If you do another live stream, do you know what time it'll be? Tonight, I doubt we'll get a live stream in tonight. It's supposed to get really cloudy and start raining here soon. If there's any kind of breaks, obviously, we'll try to do our best. Where am I at? I'm in Kansas City, Missouri area. And it's going to only get, if you guys were here just a bit ago, obviously we didn't have this much clouds, and now this is what we're seeing currently. This is the all-sky camera here above the observatory. Let me bring a little bit more light. You can see the clouds are really wanting to push through. They are on the way. If you guys actually want to check it out too, you can go to skieslive.com. That actually runs that all-sky camera that you just seen. This gets updated every 10 seconds on the website at skieslive.com. So you can kind of see what's going on here, whether it's a storm's coming through or whatnot. Kind of a cool view, though. What are those dark spots? Those are called sunspots. These are sunspots on the sun. These are cooler regions that we see because of the magnetic fields intertangling and causing the plasma not to reach the surface. Let's see if this website comes through. But it'd be that website there. If you guys ever want to look at some of even the photos that we take here from the observatory, to even just detections like meteoroids and stuff that go through. Rain a little here around 4 a.m. Oh, yeah. It did a little bit of raining this morning. It wasn't much, though. Not like the night before. Currently raining in southeast Nebraska. Is it really? Let me look real quick. Like Falls City area. The worst thing that you could have is obviously rain sneak in on you when you have this kind of equipment in the observatory open. Oh, yeah. Like Lincoln area. Looks like a severe thunderstorm warning over in north central Kansas. A couple of them out there. 4 or 5 or so out there. Yep, it's going to be coming. Coming soon. What's my favorite planet? Our planet, Earth, by far. To observe, though, probably Jupiter. Jupiter's really beautiful. Hi, you too, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming in. Frankie. Dude, I know you're not old enough to know, like, no one cares. Glad I found this channel, though. Big Mac, I appreciate you, man. Honestly, I appreciate you. Yep, the dark spots are sunspots on the sun. Let me try to white balance this again, so we get kind of that white view of the sun. Bring in a little bit of sunlight. Do you record for observed lightning storms? Not necessarily like that. I do. So here's a fun thing: planetary science and especially weather on other planets is where I really go down my my path. You're 11, okay? Yeah, no one cares about the number 67, dude. It's not as cool as you think it is, man. Just saying. Oh, look at this on top of the all-sky camera. Check this out. Is that a bee? Yo, D-Town bee. I think I found one of your bees. Is that a bee? It might be. He's just hanging out right there. Oh, he took off. Never mind. That was pretty cool. He was just hanging out on top of the all-sky camera. Sometimes we get like grasshoppers that jump up there. Sometimes we'll get like a bird. It's weird sometimes to look at the image and be like, why is there a bird sitting on top of the camera? They must just enjoy the heat that's produced from it. Really funny. Yeah, it's definitely getting cloudy though. Again, our view right above us. It is cloudy. Cloudy and getting thicker. Anybody got a color they want to observe the sun in? Looks like it's going to be a bad lightning storm. It could be. Yeah, we could have a pretty crazy storm come through tonight. We could. It's possible. Cool thing about using a camera similar, this is a one-shot camera, so it does RGB, but we can actually change up the values, so we can also look at the sun in different methods. To observe like sunspots, it's easier on like the red, like if you pull out some of the blue, and then you use the green or the red spectrums, we see it a little better. Show the sun in blue, yeah. Ooh, let me pull out some of this. You'll notice we don't see very many sunspots though when we look at through the blue spectrum, the blue light. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? Let me pull out some of the brightness too. You'll still see some sunspots, just not as much. It's morning now in Guam, bro. Change the daytime filter. Yeah. Love lightning storms. I do too. This is kind of one of my favorite colors though. When you pull in a little bit like, let's get it here. Kind of like that metallic, almost a metallic blue in a way. Yo, Josh, thanks so much, man. Appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it. And of course, the white light is what we commonly see from the sun. The sun emits white light to us and it peaks in green. Most people are used to seeing the sun, similar to almost what we see right here. Usually, when we talk about like solar glasses, for example, they'll put a tint on there that gives you this kind of color because it represents more of what we see. Yo, Soul, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Approved, yeah, yeah. Dude, I really like the. I kind of like that. See if I can do it again a little bit here. I kind of like the metallic blue, in a sense. It's hard to get the colors to match from one to the next on it, though, but I kind of like the like metallic blue. Oh, thanks, Frankie. I appreciate it, buddy. Nice color, approved. Yeah, that's a really beautiful color when you observe the sun. It's just harder to see the sunspots, though. There's a giant coronal hole. There we go. Can you see it? Not with this type of filter. Blue light stars kind of make me sad. Yeah. Just barely woke up like an hour ago or so. I got you, dude. Looks like Uranus. It kind of does. Has a little bit of a view of Uranus. How hot is the sun? Depends on where you're talking about. Like the surface is about 10,000, 12,000 degrees. The sunspots that you're seeing, we're going to talk about like what we see right now, right? The sunspot, the sunspot you see are like anywhere like 5,500 to 7,000 degrees. We talk about the core, then it's roughly about like 27 million degrees. And then you can start going around, right? So like we talked about the photosphere already, the core. So let's get in the chromosphere, the transition region area. It's going to be about 14,000 degrees. But here's what's really crazy. The corona, the outer atmosphere of the sun is super hot. It's about 36 million degrees. It can get up to 30. Oh, do you guys see the airplane go through? Did we just capture an airplane going through? No way. Did I just see that through the corner of my eye? Was that an airplane? I think we captured it. Man, I must have missed it. Was it an airplane? Oh, no way. That's super cool. So now we got a airplane going in front of the sun as well. That's super cool. Make sure I get all the other questions up here. I think I got the temperatures out there. What are the chances? I know. Like it's rare for me to actually capture planes in this area. I'm like in the area where it's like a path where not a lot of planes actually go through. My name, you can call me See This, guys. It was a grasshopper. Grasshopper looking like a plane. I'll have to grab this live later and take a look at it. Check out the plane going through. That's crazy cool. Crazy cool. Barely looked up to see it. Yeah, I could barely see it out of the corner of my eye. Of course, I was focusing on the chat. Mine's gone, Dutch. What's that? We just captured a little bird flying through on the bottom too. Oh, on the bottom camera, yeah. Yeah. Do I like soccer? Soccer's pretty cool. Oh, there's a bug on the all sky camera again. You guys want to see it? What's this dude doing? Is this a fly? Maybe. Might be a fly. So this camera here is a view of right above the observatory itself. I see some birds up there, pretty far up there. Comes that fly or whatever again. And of course, a lot of clouds blocking our view of the sun. At some point, the temperature does not matter. It's just effing hot. That's true. Dude, it's so true. Did you see the new comet yet? Not through the observatory, I haven't. We'll get to see it like probably at the end of October and in November. We'll start to see the 3i comet. Captured a little bird flying through on the bottom, dude. That's crazy cool. Here in Arizona, that would be a great place to watch the sun, as we have sunny skies 99% of the time. Hey, keep it up. Keep pushing me, Linda. Well, I'm sure you'd have a lot of planes. I got you. One thing that I want to capture is a helicopter. Like, I've never captured a helicopter transiting any object I was observing. Never have. Like, I would love to capture a helicopter going in front of, like, the sun or the moon or something. Yeah, I'm really excited about R2, the Swan Comet. Really excited about R2. What soccer team do you like? I don't know that I have a team that I really like. I've been to the Kansas City Sporting Kansas City a few times, but it's not like I actually like a specific team when it comes to soccer. Live near the hospital. We have helicopters multiple times a day. Man, you're already making me feel bad this 99% of the time clear skies, because, I mean, that's what we got. Unfortunately, we don't have that 99% of the time clear skies. Man. 7 comments go. It gets a little wild. That's too far out there, man. There's not really 7 comments that I've seen the evidence to. I also still haven't seen a cow jump over the moon. I'm beginning to think it was a lie. Yesterday was the first day that we have cloud cover. Oh, now you just ruined it. Now I don't even want to think about Arizona. Forget Arizona. Let me bring in some brightness here on the sun. It's really getting the really thick cloud coverage. Really did? Which part? I must have missed something. There's not really a soccer team that I would say is a team that I really sport for. How magnification are measured in telescope terms? So it depends. Like, are you talking about what magnification that you're looking at? Then you'd take your focal length and divide it by your eyepiece. So here, 2800 divided by whatever eyepiece. Let's say it's like a 50 millimeter eyepiece, right? And that would give you your magnification. You like Liverpool? I got you. Yeah, I'm not. There's not like I don't watch soccer regularly. Would be a good way to say it. That's something I watch regularly. Yep, this is a tracking mount. You see the like on the bottom view down where the comments are there. Tracking mount. See if I can pulse around properly. EQ6R Pro. Was seeing the clouds blocking the sun on the stream? Yeah, that's pretty wild. These clouds are getting really thick though. That's what it's now looking like. Like you can see, it's coming in. We're pretty much to the end. Not much more we can do. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, that you can see the two weights. Those are 11-pound weights each, so 22 pounds on the weight, counterweights. Then that white, kind of like the mass area in the middle, that's going to be the mount, the EQ6R Pro, and then the telescope you're using right now is the C11. All clouds blocking the sun over here. Makes you wonder, right? Do you have any pets? I do. I got a dog. Got a dog, and his name's DOG. Yep. All right, sounds good, man. Sounds good, buddy. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, absolutely, Jen. That's pretty much it. There's not much more we can do. The clouds are going to be thickening up. Pretty cloudy, and it seems like it might rain. Yeah, it's going to get there here. You have a dog named Nova. Oh, no way. Love the name, Nova. Can anybody guess how to spell DOG? There's a reason why I had my son named the dog DOG. He was 5 when we got the dog. Now he's 7. So we've had him for 2 years, but I convinced him to name the dog DOG. Oh, thanks, Linda. I appreciate it. Yeah, an old HEQ5, but need to upgrade. What do you think about the HEQ5 Pro? I think it'd be really nice. I think the HEQ5 Pro would be really nice. I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, if I were to upgrade, though, it'd probably be like a harmonic mount, like the AM5 or something like that. Like an ASI mount. I just have a hard time thinking through, like, how that wouldn't be like such a nice mount to grab. Cat Happer. Oh, called Happer. Okay, I got you. That's cool. DOG, name DOG, yeah. Time to get to work, mods. And here he comes. And guess what? He can't even spell it. What a dumbass. What a dumbass. How are people actually even able to chat that fast? I had it where it couldn't do that before. I don't know. Had like you had to wait 5 seconds for the next one. I don't know. Forgot a setting somewhere. Nah, oh well. Yeah, he's a spammer. He just a person that likes to throw stuff out there to get people angry, per se. That makes sense to you? Let me do it this way. We'll fix it. There we go. That usually fix it. Yo, what's up, Blue? I see you. Sun. Well, bright sun right now. We're getting ready to end because we got a lot of clouds coming through, but hanging out the sun currently. All right, sounds good, Linda. Have an amazing day. They're called trolls. Yeah, that's even worse than that. Honestly, like that was even worse than what I would consider a troll. They are rage baiters. Yep, just hanging out the sun, but clouds are starting to push through, so we're getting to the point where, let's see if we can make it brighter or anything. I don't even know. See if I can make it white light a little easier. We're getting to the point though that we're about to lose the view of the sun. What's your favorite thing about the sun? Ooh, energy. I think I would go with energy. What up, Carlos? How's it going, man? How is Carlos today? Yeah, I think the energy from the sun's what makes the sun really interesting. So much to think of when you think about energy, right? Yo, what's up, Master? Rain baited. Oh my goodness, dude. That's about right. I would come in when it's not clear. Yeah. Just one of those days. It was clear earlier. We had a really good view earlier. But it's starting to really get cloudy. Here's a live view again. Let me go back to the all sky real quick. That's what we're seeing currently. Lots of clouds. Dude, Carlos, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Hi, Frankie. Appreciate you, man. Have a good day, bud. And of course, there's a lot of clouds where the sun is now. If I'm bringing some brightness at all. It's supposed to be overcast tonight or clear. It's supposed to rain tonight. It's going to be all bad tonight. Didn't get a notification, of course. Oh, no. YouTube not sending out notifications. Knew it. Knew what? Must have been something. Must have missed something. Getting a little bit brighter, but yeah, it's just all bad. It's just all bad out there right now. Kansas City. It was going to rain, yeah. Yep. We kind of knew that already. We talked about last night on the stream even that tonight probably ain't going to happen. That's why I wanted to jump on the sun today, just so we'd have a little bit of streaming today. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate it. It's supposed to be rain here today, but it's all blue skies right now. Kind of sad it didn't rain. I love the rain. Yeah, no, I agree, man. I enjoy rain. I enjoy lightning storms. One of the cool things, if we get a decent storm to come through, maybe we'll stream it. Obviously, we got the all sky camera. We got a few different ways to be able to stream stuff like that. But watching like storms come through, even through the all sky camera, can sometimes be fun. We just got to see how things are going, obviously. These clouds are kind of booking it too. They're really on the way through. Got to come to my place at night in Guam. Stars are insane, dude. I would love to. I would love to, man. I'm sure the sky in Guam would be just absolutely beautiful. It'd be crazy for me to go to Guam and see the sky also. Like the difference in what you see there compared to what we see here at my altitude, or sorry, latitude, is quite a bit different. Yo, B, welcome back, buddy. We're about to end, man. We're about to the end of it right now. I get ready, but I did have one more question. Are you following the asteroid belts and stuff, and when we're going to have the best meteor shower? So meteor showers don't come from the asteroid belt per se. Objects that fly through towards the sun, debris gets kind of like blown outwards, right, from them, or not just technically blown out, but you get little debris like sand, the size of sand and whatnot. So take comets, some of the asteroids that come through. And as we orbit around the sun, we come into these areas where it's concentrated, all this debris is concentrated, and that's when we get the meteor showers. But we'll be live streaming meteor showers. It's a lot of fun. Meteor showers are definitely a lot of fun. So next month we got the Orionids coming up. The Orionids are on the 22nd, October 22nd. Is that right? I may be wrong. Let me look it up real quick. American Meteor Society. If anybody ever wants to look that up, amsmeteors.org is American Meteor Society website. And you can go there and even get the meteor shower list, the calendars, and yeah. So October 22nd, the night of October 22nd, will be the peak of the Orionids. It's roughly going to be like, we'll probably see about 20 per hour. And that's left behind from Comet Halley. Well, Comet Halley. The rain wash everything clean. Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah. No, I got what you're saying. Okay, I got you. When we talk about the asteroid belt, there's a lot of things there. Ooh, there's a another bug on the all-sky camera. It just got off. When we talk about it though, like we can find the closest dwarf planet to us, obviously Ceres. Ceres in that area. So cool. Here, usually every year on my birthday, we have a meteor shower. That's crazy awesome. At one point, we're actually going to be in the area of two separate ones, but on the same day. Yeah, it happens. It definitely happens. Like southern turds, for example, they peak on the 3rd to 4th, but we start to see them around October 13th, where the Orionids we see around October 2nd. So the night of the Orionids, you can see also some from the southern turds because they are active. They're just not peaking at that point. And that happens with a lot of meteor showers. Yeah, we should have a really good view of the Orionids. It's going to be a 2% full moon that night. So it's going to be really nice. We're not going to have a bright moon out blocking our view of the Orionids. One of my favorites, obviously, is the Geminids. The Geminids, if you want to say it that way, my bad. The Geminids give us about 150 per hour. And the moon itself is going to be about 30% full that night. So we'll have a short time of some of the moon blocking our view. Weather would be perfect for it here. Of course. We'll have clouds. Stop it. Yeah, these clouds are really moving. I mean, obviously, when you're zoomed in like this, you can see them moving a lot faster compared to like taking that full view, right? You can see them moving pretty quick, though. They're definitely moving. Thanks, Hayden. I appreciate that, man. All right, y'all. I think we'll call it the end. It's 4:12 already. Not too cold, yeah. But clear skies to y'all. Hopefully it stays clear for y'all. Man, the clouds are even photobombing you during the day. No, we had clear skies earlier, and then all of a sudden now they are coming in heavy. Had a bad storm move through here yesterday. Oh, no way. No way. Kansas is getting pretty decent storms, it looks like, right now. We sacrificed garden heat for this, though there is a give and take gap. I appreciate y'all again. I do definitely appreciate Jenny showing up in here and, and bringing the clouds with her. I can't even see the sun right now. If I click on the other view, it is completely clouded out now. I don't even see the sun. Oh, no, it's starting to... It's like it's there, it's just not there at the same time. That's what it is. But again, thank you so much. Appreciate you, Paolo. Appreciate you as well. Best thing is cooling it off, yeah. All right, y'all. Clear skies. Let me go ahead and shut the telescope real quick. But clear skies, and tonight, I don't see us live streaming. It looks all bad. Looks like it's going to be a lot of rain. That's why I meant scolding. That's why I meant to say, okay, gotta go now. Have a good day. Have an amazing day at work. Do you need to learn the mod commands to ban the clouds, like I said last night, right? This is true. What is she doing? This is super true. This cloud tax is high these days, yeah. The cloud tax has been horrible lately. It's definitely been horrible lately. Yeah, it's all bad, though. Here it is again. It's what we see. All right, y'all. Clear skies. We'll see you soon. I'm not too sure exactly when. Depends on the clouds if we ever get a break. If we get a really good storm, we might go live for it. We'll see. Still searching for the command. Nice. All right. Bye, y'all.